Alright, welcome back. Welcome to the Jeep Talk. So if you're watching this, then you probably got the gist from the title that this isn't just about homesteading or having guns. This is about political and world events. Because you'd be a fool to ignore them and live in a bubble pretending that they aren't happening around us as we speak. Who's to know how it ends up? But I'll tell you what, if you could look back in time, a year from now, you look back, your family's hungry and cold, and you're defenseless. What would you do at that point in time to change everything to provide? That's what you should be doing now. Which is why I live by the motto that you gotta farm like the Amish and prepare like the Swiss. Because who knows what ends up happening? A little burp in the economy, things go back to the way they are. Maybe not, though. The country went through gas crises by themselves. It's went through inflation crises by themselves. It's went through food crises by itself. But all of it together at once, a lot of people think something's wrong. You look around, shelves are empty, gas is up, fertilizer's astronomically expensive. I hate to break it to you, but from where I sit, the world that created the culture that made your manicured lawn valuable and a status symbol is dying in front of your eyes. As you watch, it is coming apart at the seams. One ripple after another. Rumors of sugar shortages, wheat shortages, fertilizer shortages. Farmers can't afford the fuel to put the food in the ground, and you can't afford to buy the food that they grow with that fuel. So what you should be doing, is it buying a year's worth of food and stocking it in your basement? Yes and no. Problem with that is whatever it is that makes you use that year's worth of food means that it ain't going to be back to normal by the time you're done using that year's worth of food. And that's the truth. I mean, if you went through what I'm going to call the artificial economic COVID shutdowns, the riots, the rolling blackouts and freezing temperatures that Texas had, and you didn't come out of that with a profound understanding of how fragile the system is and how long the ripples from disturbances like that last, then I don't think that this video is going to help you. But if you did, and you're just sitting around knowing that nothing feels right, I'm not talking tinfoil hat, grand conspiracy. Now, don't get me wrong, I think the current administration moved the bar so far on incompetence that nobody really knows how to handle it or how to process it yet. But I think if you got through the last couple of years and you just know you got to do something, well, then you need to start now. Because by the time you and your friends and the people you know say, I need a garden, not a lawn, I need to have some backyard livestock, I need to start providing for myself with what I have where I'm at, the resources that you need to do that will at best be unbelievably expensive and scarce, but realistically they're going to be gone. Last year during COVID, when everybody started canning, you could not find a canning jar to save your life. You couldn't find lids, bands, any supplies to do that. Because I tell you what, it's not just throwing some seeds in the ground if you can find them. It's preserving the food, knowing what varieties to grow, how to store them, which ones you can store without canning, what you need, like pressure canners, water bath canners, dehydrators, freeze dryers. It's a wormhole. Once you go down it, you realize how much you don't have. Yeah, our grandmas and grandpas and great grandmas and grandpas, they were able to provide for themselves, but they lived in this point in time when those skills and tools and resources were readily available as hand-me-downs. That time ain't now. You're starting from scratch, so you need to start from scratch now. If you just start thinking about it where you need to farm like the Amish and prepare like the Swiss, and you start making those necessary changes and adjustments now, you'll be light years ahead if it ever comes to pass that you need that to provide for yourself. Because once you need it, you're already too late.